Amalia from English department. Here I will explain about cross-cultural understanding. From the first, I will tell you about what is cross-cultural understanding. So, cross-cultural understanding means learning to value other cultures and respect their views. Or maybe in short, cross-cultural understanding is understand the different cultures of other countries. So, in this semester, I learned many kind of cross-cultural understanding, like American culture, British culture, their different culture with Indonesian, about education, maybe daily activity, and so on. But in this video, I will explain about Indonesian versus Japan culture. 18 years ago, on December 1941, Indonesia had dispute with Japan. The dispute occurred to obtain logistical reserves and war industry materials such as oil, tin, and aluminium. On August 1945, both countries had improved and were declared the independence. However, in every country, there must be a culture that has its own identity that can be developed and preserved. To clarify, the following is a brief cultural example between the two countries. With the different uniqueness in the two countries, there are definitely some things you can do when visiting with family, friends, and partner. It can be seen from various sides to distinguish between these two countries. Here, I will explain some of the culture that exists in Indonesia and Japan. From the first is a culture of respect for others. Cultural difference respect other people who are different in Indonesia and Japan. Something things that should be exemplary and movements of body parts that are commonly used as a sign of respect for others. There are two kinds of cultures about respect others that I learned in Indonesia versus Japan. The first is bending body. Bending body is a sign of respect by bowing is only done in Japan, not in Indonesia. In Japanese culture, bowing is called ojiki. I don't know how to spell it, but I think ojiki is true. Ojiki is a sign of respect. People in Japan, when doing ojiki, the things they do are when saying sorry, thank you, and other ceremonial or official event.
There are three types of ojiki that you need to know. There are seikeri, is a posture of bending the body about 45 degrees or more. And then kei is a posture of bending the body around 13 until 45 degrees. And the last is esaku. Esaku is a posture of bending the body around 15 until 30 degrees. Of the three types mentioned above that is rarely done, namely seikeri, because it is done when conveying forgiveness or worship.
In Indonesia, there is also a culture, but the appearance is different from what the Japanese do. Usually, they will bend their body with their right hand down and their left hand pinned behind the waist. Movement by way of bending the body is usually done as a sign of excuse if when passing by an older person. The second one is shake hand. With the handshake culture, this actually already exists in both countries, both Indonesia and Japan. However, the difference is seen in terms how they shake hands.
In Indonesia, a handshake is usually done when the hands are close together. By shaking hands between men and women, their hands do not touch each other. In Japan, shaking hands is not common, but the culture of handshake is done at international events.
Number 2, I will explain you about culture of eating and drinking. There are differences between the two countries in the culture of eating and drinking. Even though both countries belong to Asian countries, but have different eating and drinking culture. Japanese food always maintains its characteristic. Many variants or choices in Japanese food from light to heavy. Now, in Japan, it is easy to find her food because many Indonesians live in Japan. When Japanese people start eating, they always say "itadakimasu", which means have a good meal and while doing ojiki. Meanwhile, in Indonesia, people Indonesian will pray before they eating some food. They will pray according to their respective beliefs.
In Japan, the culture is drinking tea, or it's called ochakai. When drinking tea, there are rules that must be observed. They must sit cross-legged by putting the cup while drinking tea.
But in Indonesia, there is no tea drinking culture, so every people can relax and enjoy tea in every time and every moment, like what I do now. Actually, there are many more Indonesian and Japanese culture that have not been confined in my video. We can see it around us, while Japanese culture that has not been explained can also be seen when we visit these countries. With this little explanation, Indonesian cultures can be known by the public from one generation to generation, and do not forget to love the culture of their respective country. Hopefully this video and who see this video get useful knowledge. Okay, I think enough. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Wallahul muwaffiq ila aqwamit thoriq. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.